Hi everyone, this is Margarita with City Gal Papetree. I'm so sorry I've been gone for a little while. I am back at work, so it's a little bit difficult to find time to create and to record and edit, and especially to do audio since I don't have a lot of alone time at home. So anyway, I wanted to get out a quick video for you guys. This is a scrapbook layout that I'm working on. I was recently organizing and I found these beach strips that are from K&Company. And I have been in a summer mood, but haven't entirely done too much this summer. So I was going through my photos and found this perfect picture of me at the beach years ago and thought, it would be perfect to pair with these strips. All of the sheets that I'm using are 12 by 12 papers from Amy Tangerine's Happy Together paper pad. And I pulled out several sheets that I thought went together or that I had an idea I might use. I don't use all of these sheets, but I do have them set aside along with two solid color ones that coordinated. So I do choose this yellow polka dot 12 by 12 sheet to use as my background, and I'm here trying to pick the border sheet. I think I settled on the blue one, and I did, as you can see, I've already trimmed my background paper down by 1/2 inch all around, and I adhere that to the aqua blue background sheet. The blue sheet I had in my stash. I'm not sure where it's from, but anything that I do use, I will try and include the brands and measurements and things like that in my blog. And then I grabbed this card from one of those message sheets. I'm not sure what you call them, but it's one of those sheets that has a bunch of different like cutout cards. And I don't want the hello, so I am cutting that out. But I do want to use it, so I don't want to cover it either. So here you can see I cut out the speech bubble, but I'm still going to use that background as a mat for my photograph. Once I have laid that out, I felt that it was still needing something in the back. So I grabbed this other paper that looks like it's got watercolor stripes on it. And I trim off a section so that I can use it just on the top and bottom of the photograph. I don't want to use an entire piece. And I want to keep the stripes vertical. So here you can see I cut 2 strips from that sheet of paper, and I'm rounding the corners on one side on each strip. And then I lay the photograph on top to see how that looks. So I play around a lot with it because I don't have any idea. I have no idea what I'm doing with this page. I just know I want to use those beach strips and that photograph. So here I'm just trying to see how it fits with those strips in the background behind it on the right, more to the right hand side. And then I bring more. These are the top strips of paper that go on the sheets from when they come in the paper pad. So I'm just trying to see how that looks with those waves, those glittery waves. I wasn't too happy with it on that side, so now I'm trying the other side. So what I want to get here is I want the photo to kind of overlap the strip a little bit, but not cover it entirely, because I want to break up the yellow of the border from the photograph from the yellow polka dots on the background paper. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So then I grabbed this other card from the same sheet, or one of those sheets, and I trim it. It's supposed to be like a note card. I trim it in half, I round the corners, and then I use this for the opposite sides of the photograph. So instead of top and bottom, it would be the left and right side. So I haven't adhered anything down yet other than the photograph to the mat, because I'm still trying to figure out placement and, you know, if I want this to be a big cluster, or I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I do like the top strip against the yellow behind the photograph, so I do go ahead and adhere those onto the photo, behind the photo. I try to line that up as best as I can so that it's centered, and then here I am sticking down the strips on either side instead of the top and bottom. So still trying to figure out what kind of strip I want in the background. I do definitely want to use one of these strips, or more than one. I'm just not sure exactly how. I really like this strip with all of the little drinks. I definitely had a lot of those on that vacation, if I remember correctly. It was so much fun. And so here I'm trying another one that maybe coordinates more with the little square strips. There's also a thicker strip, about an inch and a half, in the background that I cut out of one of the 12 by 12 sheets from the pad. So this piece, I definitely want to use it, so I take off the backing and I glue it down. And then I also tape down this other sunset type strip. And it does look like a sunset. And I add this sticker strip with the drinks on it. I removed the top strip with the vertical red watercolor stripes. I decided I didn't want to cover the strip with the drinks on it. I wanted them to be visible. And then I needed something above that background strip to kind of finish it off. So I did add another strip with the little squares on it with the coordinating colors. And then at the bottom of the photograph, I add this wording. It just says relaxin', and I break up the red with this polka dot strip that I cut out fishtail on either side. I noticed that that bottom strip was a little lopsided. It wasn't straight, so I'm just straightening it out. I tape down my background polka dotted strip. Again, I want all of the colors to be visible, so you can see the red, you can see the blue, you see the yellow. And then I add the phrase or the word on top, and this is pretty much my title. I'm just taking a quick look at how the other word looks, but I like relaxing, so I leave it as it was. Now from this other strip that I didn't use, I cut out some of the little seashells. I cut out a starfish. I think I cut out like one of each of the items that are on there. A sand dollar, and yeah, I think that's it. And the seashell, the sand dollar, and the starfish. And on the right hand side there, you see a little pair of flip-flops and sunglasses. That's from another strip, from a couple of other strips that I also didn't use, but I wanted to use some of the little elements to create a cluster. So this is going to be one of my clusters on the layout. And it's a sun, which I cut out from the phrase strip. A pair of sunglasses that you can see the strip there on the left. And another strip had just little flip-flops. So that's what that's from. I kept this layout really simple. I didn't use any fancy kind of elements on it. I really just kept it to what was in the paper pad and on those strips. The strips themselves had a lot of glitter and shine to them, which I really liked. And the paper has a lot of color. It's really bright and detailed, so I didn't want to add too much more. I didn't want it to be too much. I wanted to keep the focus on the photo with the nice, beach element to it. So this is my second cluster. I take those little items that I cut out from the other strip, the seashell, the sand dollar, and the starfish, and I make another little cluster there on the bottom left of the photo. So I still felt like I needed a little something else, and I did want to use these words somewhere on the layout. So I separate them from one another on the strip. And now I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want them on the layout. I'm not sure if I want them at the top. I know I want them somewhere on the left, sort of elevated top, so I still have that triangle, going. So you got the triangle clusters. I got one at the bottom left, one on the mid right, and then I would want another one up there on the left hand side somewhere. So here I'm trying to see if the words look good in this way, and I kind of like the rays of a sun. I didn't like that they were just against the flat polka dotted background, so I'm trying to lift up the strips that I have on there to add the strip that I had previously placed behind the photograph, to see if I can break up the background just a little bit so they stand out a bit better. I don't like that they stick out at the top, so I try to rearrange them so that they're not sticking out from the top, but they're still sticking out. And then I wasn't too happy that you had to look at them sideways, so now I'm trying to see if I can lay them out straight forward right onto the top there, on top of the striped strip. And now I'm trying something else, and I'm still not happy. I feel like it's just too much. So I try something else. And I got 3 words up there, but there's still three that I haven't used. So I try to put them there on the left hand side, and I'm more happy with that, except that there's too many of them. So I take out relaxing because I already have that as a title, so I don't need it again on the side. And now I'm trying to arrange them so that they actually say something. And so if I put them like this, you can see they say my favorite summer paradise vacation, which is pretty much a sentence. And I like that the colors alternate. So you've got like the pink and then green and then pink and then green. So none of the colors repeat next to each other. So I grab a circular piece of paper to put behind them so that they stand out. And I like how that looks. So I do adhere them at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I add a piece of a wave. I cut out a wave from the wave strip. And I put that on the top of the words. I really like that these strips are adhesive. They have adhesive on the back. So, once you know where you want them, you just have to remove the release paper and just stick them down wherever you want. You don't even have to use any glue. I'm just marking here where I want them to be on that partially cut circle so that it's all aligned. And then I mark off where the top strip should end so that I can adhere the waves onto the top. So here, just remove all the release paper and I stick them down onto the circle along with the wave. I erase my pencil mark. I also stick down the circle. And there's the wave. And that pretty much completes this page. I do take that part off, that strip off of the top, since I'm not going to be putting anything up there. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. I am so happy you guys are here with me. And I will soon be doing a chat video so that I can catch up with you guys. Take care.